So, how much Bitcoin should you own for the retirement? Let's talk about that. Welcome, guys. Welcome back, guys. Zeus here on Crypto, streaming straight from Las Vegas Strip at late night. So, yeah, it's only 21 million Bitcoin exist to the existence. It's been created in 2009 and only 6% left to be exact, 1.17 million Bitcoin to be mined all the way till 2140, I think. And however, we know that around 5 million Bitcoin being lost, most likely, maybe actually more, from the early adopters, early miners, and IT guys who big believers of Bitcoin. And uh, pretty much we have so many adoption and adopters of the Bitcoin right now in 2025. Someone like Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy, he's actually the biggest holder of the Bitcoin, 632,000 at this moment Bitcoins he have on balance sheet of MicroStrategy and his personal too. Then we have a institutional like BlackRock, 350 Bitcoin, and adding up billions of worth of dollars of Bitcoin every year. I mean, every day actually. Yeah, and then also, U.S. government have 325 Bitcoins, 325,000 Bitcoins. Where they recently seized a lot of Bitcoins from some kind of pig farm or something like that. We have little construction in Vegas right now for the Formula One building next to the Bellagio. Actually, we're gonna have Formula One in November. So yeah, all roads are closed. So let's talk further about Bitcoin. So yeah, and if we compare to Bitcoin to the as a scarce asset, right, to the gold and Bitcoin market cap only 2.2 trillion dollar versus gold right now was 30 trillion dollars, which is crazy. It's humongous, and people believe that gold gonna go higher. How far higher it can go? I think it's unrealistic at this moment. If we're gonna get 30 trillion dollars market cap compare and add in like Bitcoin, make it even. Bitcoin is gonna be more than what's the right now? It's gonna be more than a million. It'll be probably 1.2, 1.5 million dollars per Bitcoin if we're gonna have as big as market cap as gold. And everybody believes eventually one day we're gonna reach the market cap of the gold. But then if we're gonna reach 30 trillions, then wonder how much is gonna be gold at that moment. It'll probably gonna be 100 trillions or more. So yeah, and is it really good investment gold? I don't think so. To double up, it's 4,100 dollars right now. To double up, it will be uh, 60 trillion dollars, which is ridiculous. So, and same we're gonna take as a Bitcoin compared to the houses. House housing being biggest asset is actually still biggest asset in the world for the our grandparents and parents generation. They bought the houses for the chump change, for the thousands of dollars, not the hundred thousands of dollars. Like for us, our generation, millennials and the younger ones, we cannot afford to have the houses, even working with wife and husband together and families. We need to have a roommates and stuff like that. So it's ridiculous. Plus, you need to you have a HOA on the houses. You need to fix the houses and all of the utilities. It's crazy. So is this really asset nowadays of the house? And also we take the money. Yeah, money will always exist as a exchange and it's have intrinsic value, but don't forget what's strongest money in the world right now, what dollar, but it's still like they say in quote, money is a uh, it's a pretty much dollar is the cleanest shirt in a dirty laundry. So yeah, and plus dollar have still inflation 15-20 dollars, 15-20% a year, which is kind of outrageous. And how we see that Bitcoin going up. Is it really Bitcoin going up? I don't think it's Bitcoin going up. It's just dollar going down with inflation crazy and same as the housing and gold. So that's why it's all increasing. It's not Bitcoin increasing, it's just dollar going down. If we take dollar 100 years before now, so what $100 coupure worth probably less than a penny or less than something like that. So 100 of the hundreds, it's just outrageous how low it is. What you can buy even 10 years ago for $100 and what you can buy right now, it's big difference. So that's why what is really asset nowadays or bonds, treasuries, government bonds? Nope, they're all garbage too. So that's the reality of a new world. So and what are we gonna take? We're gonna take count how many millionaires in the world. It was around 50 to 60 million millionaires exist. So and let's take how many bitcoins we have. So let's do the simple math. We have only 21 million bitcoins into existence, and we know 5 millions plus of Bitcoin lost, and it's only 1.1 million to be mined by 2140 of the year. So think of that, guys. Not every millionaire can afford to buy a Bitcoin, to one full Bitcoin, and you can have only 210,000 people can own 0.21 Bitcoin, which is we don't even have a 21 million Bitcoin. So that's the simple math. How many Bitcoins we need to for the retired for the retirement. So and if we look further down the road that we see the price predictions, of course it's all prediction and speculation, but back in the day, even I remember when first I keep an eye on the crypto when I get in the crypto in 2020 when it was Bitcoin. I remember I started purchasing Bitcoin. It was $5,000, and I thought it's like, oh, it's okay. It's not gonna go much higher, but we did believe it's gonna go to the 100,000. And regular people think crypto people are delusional and will never go to 100,000. And guess what? It didn't went in 21 in that bull cycle to 100,000, but it went to 58, then 64. And with all of the manipulations and Sam Bankman-Fried with FTX collapse, everything went to shit. So, but look at that right now, guys. It's what, almost a year, or not almost a year, but how many months already Bitcoin above 100,000, and nobody talk about that. Everybody running, all retail run to for the gold on the all-time high. So that's the reality. We are really 100,000 and nobody really pay attention. We're like at 101,000 after flash crash, after Trump tariffs, or we in 126,000 or 114,000 like right now. So it is crazy. Bitcoin getting so high and it's becoming huge. Even then, we have very little uh, market cap of the 2.2 trillion compared to the rest of the world. I think stock market is 100 billions. I mean 100 trillion asset. So we are very early. We're still in the S curve. It's like a internet bubble. But good question. Would it pop? I don't think it's gonna pop. I think it's gonna get keep going up higher and higher. So I think that's the reality. So we'll talk about predictions. A lot of institutions, actually like Fidelity, they have been high predictions by 2030. Like a lot of finance people from the traditional market, we're not even talk about crypto market because we all know that crypto market people they are very high in predictions, but even TradFi people from traditional finance world saying by 2030 we're gonna have somewhere between 1 to 3 million per Bitcoin, and long term, which is not long term, but by 2035 to 45, we have predictions somewhere from 1 to 5 all the way up to the $22 million, which is $22 million predictions actually from Hal Finney. Who's the guy? He's one of the actually greatest proponents of the Bitcoin and crypto. He's actually no longer with us. He passed away. The idea actually, people think he's the one who created the Bitcoin. He's a creator of Bitcoin, but we never figured out because he's already no longer with us, which is maybe is a good that we're not gonna know who's a Bitcoin creator, and that's actually another good reason that have Bitcoin as asset. You have no creator, no CEO, and no government can pretty much tell you nothing. So it's a free money. It's a freedom of the money. So yeah, and he's the one, Halfini, back to the prediction, he's the one who said Bitcoin can hit $22 million, but he actually based that with 1 to 2% of world health capture, which is world adoption of the Bitcoin. And 1 2% is actually not that much, I think. Even all institutions right now saying to 5 to 10% keep it on your financial portfolio is actually like conservative. So yeah, and Michael Saylor predicted I think by 2030, 2040 it's 13 million per Bitcoin. So yeah, guys, think how much you need for your future. Everybody have different appetites, right? We used to think $1 million is it's enough, right? But I don't think $1 million for retirement it's enough anymore. 5 millions may be enough. 10 millions, of course, everybody have different appetites. So yeah, guys, if you have that much, even if you have zero point 0.1 Bitcoin, of course, we live in different worlds. We live in America, Canada, Africa, East Europe, Asia, Central Asia. So everybody have different salaries. Somebody can afford invest $5 into Bitcoin per month. Somebody can afford invest $50,000 Bitcoin per month. But yeah, guys, I think future is bright if we invest in dollar cost average to Bitcoin and look further down the road by 2030, 2040 with a DCA, and you can actually achieve freedom and retirement, but how much is enough? I don't think it's ever enough. And then also you can get a loan through the in the future. Even right now, you can have through the decentralized DeFi, decentralized finance, you can have a loan over through your Bitcoin. So you can have a stable coins or dollars, and you don't need to spend your Bitcoin. But that's the future. We have dollars, we have another money, euro, rubles, whatever it is. We can spend that money, and Bitcoin, it should be our asset. That's the reality. So think, guys, how much you need, and also can you can put. I think in the future, banks gonna start accepting Bitcoin, and you can probably put through the treasuries, through the bonds, U.S. treasuries, but then I think people gonna lose trust through that too, because we have so much debt in the United States. But then treasuries and bonds, they offer in 4 or 5% per year. So, and if you have, can you imagine if you have been investing in Bitcoin, if you have 1 million and you add into the bonds, 4 or 5% is a $40,000, $50,000, and if you have pretty much per year would be enough, $4 or 5 thousand just pretty much drop into your savings. I think it's pretty good idea to do that. And I think in the future we can put Bitcoin towards our bonds and treasuries, and you're gonna have 4 or 5%. But then you also can have that do right now in decentralized finance, that through the Aave and other protocols. So you always can have a staking. Of course, Bitcoin doesn't have staking, but other coins like Solana have a staking, very safe staking actually, over 7%. So yeah, all you need is pretty much just look down the road. Don't try to catch the fast money. You can get liquidated. You can get margin calls. You can invest in some stupid meme coins, or just jump from one coin to another one. You can actually lose money. And I have experience with that myself. So we should learn all our lesson on other mistakes, on other people mistakes. You can see that on X. Many people got liquidated, like James Wynn, hundred millions of dollars, actually, like billions of dollars. So yeah, that's the reality, guys. All we should do is just dollar cost average, and most our money, I think, I don't think I'm sure I know that the most valuable asset in this world nowadays, that's the Bitcoin. And all our money, of course, is not financial advice, should go towards that asset. And this asset will give us freedom. And what is freedom? That we can afford to do whatever hell we want. That's the reality. And one guy, famous quote from his name, if I'm not mistaken, Olavelle Daniel, and he's saying everyone gets Bitcoin at the price they deserve. That's the reality. Now it's $114,000 Bitcoin. That's the price you deserve. Somebody buy Bitcoin in 2010 for $1 or less. That's the price they deserve. So that's the reality. I don't think we should scare it and buy Bitcoin now because they saying it's too expensive. No, it's not. Then gonna say in 10 years it's gonna be too expensive. Well, it's gonna be 10 times or 20 times increase the price. Because 1 million is gonna be too expensive 5 million gonna be too expensive? But that's the reality, guys. So yeah, it's a huge question how much you need for retirement because everybody have different appetites. But that's the reality, guys. Invest in Bitcoin, non-financial advice, and live the happy life and enjoy your ride. I guess that's all I have to say today about Bitcoin, guys. Hope you enjoy. Put the like and subscribe. This is out.